What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day. Or not depending where, but hope it is awesome. And yes, we're back at it today to finally talk about some crypto, to talk about the markets. What a whirlwind it's been over the last week. As you guys know, I've been on vacation. I took some time off to enjoy some nice little sun in Southern California with the family. It was nice to sort of get out there, touch some grass. Super important that you guys do that, especially with the markets just the way they are. But with that being said, it is a good time to, if you're following indicators, if you're following, your day trades or you're tracking things, it's actually been a pretty easy market to actually leverage trade on. I mean, even over the week that I've been gone, making some pretty good plays happen. The markets have been rough in terms of the sell pressure that's coming on here. We're seeing levels that we haven't seen in quite some time. A lot of indicators out there saying that we could potentially go down even further. I know people don't want to hear that, even though with the positive news as of today, Trump obviously made a new announcement of a new Fed chair. You had some, we had some things come in today in regards to PPI, core inflation, which weren't the greatest here, but nonetheless, here we are. It is good to be back here. Hope everyone on the A team is doing fantastic. So before we jump into it all, I do want to say what's up to the A team, and hope everyone's having, like I said, a great day. It's good to see you all. It was good to get back in Discord and talk to everyone as well. Like I said, kind of took a little hiatus there. To where you been, man? I've worried. I wondered, how can you do this to me? I've been abandonment issues. I'm sorry, guy. It's good to see you. Dude, I was on vacation, bro. Just on vacation, took some time off. I thought I told everyone, but maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't tell everyone. Maybe I forgot to tell some people that. But just man, what's up, dude? Tony Punch, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, dude. Griff's in the house here. What's up, my guy? Jorge, what's going on, man? My batch, Tony Punch. I love seeing Tony Punch in here. Let's see here. Yeah, guy, it's good to see you, buddy. Hopefully Florida is treating you well out there. We got Neo in the house here. JJ, what's going on, bud? Baddest Cats in the house here. Crypto Keeper Joel, what's up, my guy? Batchman, Stelmo, we got Somewhat Fun in here. XL Mafia, what's up, buddy? Welcome back. Appreciate you, my guy. Hope all is well with you. I heard you have a 100th, I think it was a 100 stream coming up here on X, so that could be pretty fun. Let's see here. PPI was worse than expected. Yeah, we had some not so good inflation data coming in here, which probably could helped. And then on top of that, our number one guy in the house here, and Guy, keeping us on track with the government shutdown. As you guys know, the shutdown is still looming. I know there's some talks about potentially being a deal made, but we'll see what happens, right? We'll see until that deal is actually signed and pushed through. We'll see what happens here. All things could be pushed aside. So I don't know, dude. Never leave us again. I appreciate you being here. We got LTJ in the house. What's up, LTJ? Good to see you, buddy. Who else? We got Ian. What's up, Ian? Good to see you, man. Who's this guy? Guy Kemp. What's up, Will? Good to see you, buddy. Andrew B in the house here. I'm loving all the burns from Exceller team, like a bonfire in our wallets. Yeah. I saw some burns or something like that. I haven't really checked it, but there was some burns happening here. And very, very interesting. Yes, Scent and Exceller. As you guys know, there was some miscommunication out there. In my Discord, I did talk about Exceller and Scent. And the reason why I was just saying get rid of the threads was because it was just causing a bunch of issues. My Discord's not a Telegram. I never wanted it to be that way. And so, and it wasn't just Exceller and Scent. It was also Pure Wallet and stuff like that. Just get rid of the threads and just have a crypto. That was what it was for. Nothing against that. Obviously, I'm still in. Haven't sold anything with Exceller and Scent. It sucks to see it going down. Don't get me wrong. Looking at the wallet, I'm like, gosh, dang. But here we are, nonetheless. But before we do all that and get into that stuff, let's actually take a look at the charts here. Let's take a look at where we're at. And as you can see right now, the cryptocurrency market has fell back to a $2.81 trillion market cap. The fear continues to actually fall. A lot of this has to do with the amount of money leaving the markets in terms of the ETFs. ETFs had some of the biggest sells in history. We have another large liquidation event that just happened. As you guys know, over $1 billion, $1.4 billion, almost $1.5 billion have been liquidated in the markets, which is crazy to think. But here we are, as you can see right now, Bitcoin back to 82,000. Ethereum sitting here on the 2,700 mark. XRP back to 1.75, down 9%. A lot of things are coming down, dude. Even Hedera, right? Hedera sitting here at 25, down to 10 cents. This was down to 9 cents yesterday, 9.5. I think is where one of my longs was in last night, doing a little bit of some scalping. But everything's actually coming down pretty hot right now. Sui's down 14%. A lot of things coming down. You look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin's trying to make a bounce back here. Indicators are actually telling us that we're in probably a potential for a nice little leverage long. It's probably going to come off the back of the government shutdown. We'll see what happens. Hopefully a deal is made today. or by tonight maybe. That would be nice to come out of this. Even with the new Fed chair coming out here, I think that didn't do enough to make the markets go up. We did have a nice little run over the last probably, I don't know, 8 hours maybe. We had a nice, or maybe it was closer to almost 6 hours ago, we had a nice little run, but markets continue to bleed a little bit here. But indicators are at the bottoms here for a couple indicators. And our moving averages are coming down here. Our MACDs are starting to line up. Maybe this is actually time to put in a leverage long position. We'll continue to look at it, but as you can see right now, Dow drops 400 points as investors weigh earnings. Obviously we have the pick here, and on top of that, we have the government shutdown. As you guys know, the government shutdown is still looming here. It's still sitting on, potential for the deal to stall out. Well, no, partial government shutdown on track for Saturday after Senate votes on funding deals stalled. So initial reports came in that there was going to be a deal, that everything actually looked good. Then this actually stalled out here, and you can see right here the U.S. government is on track to begin at least a brief partial shutdown early Saturday morning after a planned Senate vote on funding deal to keep federal agencies open have stalled out. And it says right here, the agreement would strip funding from the Department of Homeland Security for a package to allocate money for other government agencies. So we'll see what happens here. I don't know where people are actually putting their thumb on this. There's been crazy stuff happening with the DHS and, all the stuff going on there, which I'm not going to get into all the political side of it. But we do know that that's obviously on the table here. That's a no-go for the Democratic Party. They want to strip DHS of not all funding, but they obviously want to take away some of that. And, you have the other side that's like, hey, we don't want to do that. So the outcome's obviously going to go on the backs of the Senate here on whether we shut down or not. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this plays out. But I think the markets are obviously reflecting that. I mean, uncertainty is what causes a red market. You can see that the cryptocurrency market is flashing red again, along with the stock market because of this. Even with great news that, we have a new Fed chairperson out here. I didn't care who it was. As you can see right here, Kevin Warsh is to succeed Powell as Fed chair. I just didn't like Powell at all. It could have been anyone other than Powell. I just wasn't a fan of him. Not saying that he did a poor job, not saying that he did a great job. I think he was just kind of just dull. And anytime, I just don't think that we should have. I think the Fed chair should just go. I don't think that we should have one. We should have the federal reserves out here, or the Fed chair, one person controlling all the markets. I hate that. That's the one thing I hate. One person comes up and says something, and the markets literally react, crazy to it, and I hate it. So maybe eventually someday we'd get away from it, but who knows? But you can see right here, 1.48, almost 1.5 trillion in longs, billion in longs were wiped out in the last 24 hours. You can see back over here, I mean, things were just getting absolutely destroyed. Ratios were insane. I mean, $1.25 billion in longs got absolutely destroyed. 4 hour, look at this, 51 to 26. That ratio is actually coming back around here. But you can see the 12 hour and the 24 hour, it's pretty bad, dude. The longs got destroyed. If you didn't put a stop loss in on your leverage trading, like, what are you doing, dude? You got to put stop losses in no matter what. I hit a pretty good long yesterday. I posted it. I said that this is even when I'm traveling, I still am doing my leverages. I don't share enough of it with anyone, but hit a pretty good long there. I exited that position. It came back down. I was on the plane, came back down. I entered into another long position, went back up, and I sold out on that too. I hit my 30% markers and sold out on that. It came back down. I probably should have shorted, but it was middle of the night, dude. I was like, I'm not going to sleep. I'm literally not going to sleep with any leveraging in, knowing that we had announcements coming up here for the Fed chair. We had announcements coming up here in regards to the shutdown on what was going to happen here. So it was just really hard to predict what was going to happen in the markets. And obviously the market spoke here. As you guys know, a lot of this has to do with the amount of money being sold by the amount of money actually being sold by the ETFs. The ETFs are probably one of the biggest things out there that are selling on top of us. I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, the crypto ETFs are recording massive outflows. Crypto funds saw roughly $1.7 billion in outflows last week, the largest since mid-November. As you guys know, that was going into October, November. Horrible months for crypto. This marks the second largest withdrawal in at least a year. As you guys know, the last time we were back over here, this is back in the October-ish area right here. This is obviously October, November, where we had these massive outflows, almost marked the same exact time of 1.7K. Over the last 3 months, investors have withdrawn roughly $2.6 billion in total. Bitcoin ETFs alone post roughly $1.1 billion in redemptions, also the largest since mid-November. This was followed by Ethereum and XRP outflows. So as you guys can see, capital continues to rotate out of the cryptocurrency markets. And right now, I don't even know if they're going into any of the other markets. I mean, right now, people are probably holding it in cash. Cash is king at this moment. I mean, when markets tend to go down, cash is valuable. Cash is what you want in your hand. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. Everything is so bleak, tough to watch. It is a little tough to watch. Bro, you like Trump? I mean, like I'm conservative. Yeah, if you're asking me if I'm conservative, but I mean I'm more of I have conservative values, but I believe in a lot of I guess more of the there's democratic values I have inside me as well. So, I don't know what I am. I'm probably just like I said, I'm independent. I vote for what I think is important and what I think is best for me and my family. And just like you would, vote and do what's best for you and your family. And so I don't judge anyone for how they vote or who they are. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? We all have our own values and we think of what's best in our life and what we should do with it. That's all it comes down to. If I had to bet, I bet Austin doesn't think federal agents killing America's citizens on the streets of Minneapolis was a good idea. I definitely think that it's crazy. I mean, I think that I wish that it goes back to even. I think again, we're not going to get into politics of it all, dude. It sucks to see people dying over. I think it's crazy. I mean, I could see both sides of it. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy that people were out there protesting to keep people that should not be here. And again, when I say not be here, I'm talking about the bad people, like the people that are the murderers and the killers and those kind of things. Like we should be turning those people over. You know what I mean? Like, why would I want those people in my neighborhood? But I don't think people should be dying for it, for sure. Absolutely not. I messed up, too confident, and I was waiting to see the stop loss. Yeah, you should put the stop loss in there. It's a sad deal, dude. I think that thing, what's happening in Minnesota is crazy. I think it's sad. It sucks. And it's probably going to happen here in Seattle, too. It's already sounding like it, dude. Sounds amazing. I'm on Jack Daniels that minute. Oh, my gosh. Did you see a pal was asked if he thought gold was money, and he said no? The person who asked him said, even though it's been money for thousands of years, it's kind of an investment, but it's crazy when you start to look back at this. I mean, you got the liquidation events here, but you can see right here, silver officially enters bear market territory, down 22%. Obviously, this is going to happen. As you guys know, we knew this was going to happen. You knew that silver was eventually going to come down. Gold was going to actually come back down. I mean, these things are going on massive rallies, dude. Rallies we've never seen before. I mean, we're talking massive pumps, and there's people out here that obviously are going to short the markets. As you guys know, I mean, you could even go into Coinbase right now, and you could play the predictive markets. You could actually over there and put derivatives in there. You can go over there and right now you could actually, their number one thing right now, if you go over to their trading side, their number one thing right here is trade silver, gold, and copper on a derivative. You can click on that right now. I mean, they're asking people out here, they're telling people out here to actually go out here and buy and sell silver, short it, long it. And you can see that these are coming in right now. So these markets are crazy because people are out there just leveraging the hell out of these things. And it's quite wild, to be honest with you. Where do you see XRP going from here? I mean, I think XRP is in a good spot. Like, it's still up. What is it? Almost, 369, 12, 369. I mean, we're roughly almost what? I mean, I guess almost a 3X still. It's come down. I mean, yeah, you look back and go, yeah, you probably should have sold, but I didn't. But I think it's going to continue to do well. Wow, that went fast, 0 to 60 real fast. That we imposing politics on Austin. Yeah, it's just like I said, it's just a sucky deal, dude. Like all around. Like I don't think people. I'm for pro life. You know what I mean? So I just don't think people should be dying for causes that you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy to me. I can't get over it, dude. But it goes on both sides. You know what I mean? It goes on both sides. Crazy. There's people all over the time, police all the time. But since CNN, yeah, and I think people should be allowed to do their job. It's a scary deal to be in. I mean, like, we can't, unless you are doing it yourself, like, we can't criticize it. It's easy to Monday armchair quarterback things. It's easy to sit back and tell people what they should have done and shouldn't have done in circumstances. But I mean, in the heat of the battle, I mean, your life's on the line, dude. It's either, you might not go home and see your kids. You might not go home and see your family or loved ones because you made one wrong decision. You know what I mean? It goes both ways. And so, like, it's easy to, like, say, get all the evidence. But in the heat of battle, in that moment of, whatever it is, that's a hard thing to do. That's a hard thing to, human error is like the number one thing. I mean, we have human error every day, dude. I mean, that's why the deadliest thing in the world is driving down the road, because human error. People make wrong decisions all the time, dude. Doesn't mean that, like, was it the right decision? No, but we make, sometimes we make decisions, dude. that aren't always the best. I'm not worried about making bank from this snow. I'm politics. Is it still snowing where you're at? You still plowing out there, dude? Are you still plowing, dude? That's crazy. So yeah, we knew this was going to come down here, but XRP dumped 7%, wiping out 7 million. So out of that 1.4 billion, 70 million of that was actually in long liquidations. And right now the support level is 1.79, so $1.79. Let's take a look at the chart here. Did I pull it up here? I thought I pulled it up here. Maybe I didn't pull it up here. Here, let's do this. I'll pull it up here because as you can see, I had it right here. Here we go. Let's pull that over here. There we go. As you can see right here, 1.75. I mean, we can pull out and see that we're actually down pretty far right now. Pretty big fair value gaps that hit right here. Let's actually pull out the MACD on this. Let's see, where's the MACD? And you can see we're coming back. We're trying to come back around here, right? We're not dipping as far. You can see right here on the 4-hour. We're coming back around here. Let's take a look at the day chart here. Day chart's kind of a little bit harder to see here, but the 12 hours coming down. 12 hours actually come down. It's bottoming out here. This is actually good. This is I mean, technically, you could probably wait anywhere from, it's probably going to be roughly 9 o'clock tonight. We'll have a better idea of like where to go if you wanted to wait. But I mean, right now things are lining up to actually look like there's going to be some potential for some long positions coming in here. But I mean, we've hit levels that we hadn't seen that we think that we'd hit right here. We had our massive liquidation events that happened over here in October. Then we had another liquidation event that happened in November, followed by our sellouts here. But I mean, now we hit a new level here of 171. And if we actually take a look back and we go back to a weekly here, I mean, this came back down and has actually hit our 200. And this is, I hate this one. Let's go to this one. It's a little bit better here. We came down here and hit our 100-day moving average. So, this is going to come back down. Like I said, we usually start to peak back down on the weeklies. But I mean, this came back up. It's coming back down. I think that eventually we're going to come back up again here on the weekly. It's going to recover at some point. But yeah, it's kind of wild to watch. Can you believe silver is up to 92? I mean, that's such a good rally, dude. Like, I mean, it's kind of wild, dude. Social media is the issue. Yeah, social media does not help at all. I mean, you get on social media and it's kind of a wild west out there. All crypto charts are shit. Just talking and having fun. Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, the markets are crap, but I mean, there's chances to make some pretty good. If you don't over leverage yourself, I mean, if you do maybe a 5x or a 10x leverage, you could probably stay in the ranges and not lose too much. It's when you get into the 20x's or the 50x's or the 100x's where you're just handing over money because the markets are just too much. I mean, so if you're not trying to get like rich off of one play, and you're just trying to actually be steady, make a couple $100 here, or make $50 here, or $75 here, or whatever you choose to do, that's the best route to go. But unfortunately, they'll tend to over leverage themselves. I mean, we can go back here and look at the liquidation charts. I show this all the time, and I think it's crazy to me if people actually do this. But I mean, this is some people's game. You go to the liquidation map here, and the liquidation map is wild to me, dude. Like, look at this, dude. I mean, we're talking almost 38.61 million in 100x leverage right now. That's crazy to me. That is a crazy thing to see. Majority of these are held in 100x leverages. Do you know what that means for 100x leverage? Like, even if you just did the math on a 100x leverage, like let's just do one real quick. I got to log in here. If you just did 100x leverage, I mean, your liquidation is like, I mean, maybe 1 cent, maybe like, let's go to my futures pro here. I mean, let's just do Bitcoin. Let's just do Bitcoin at 100x, right? And let's just say you put in $100, right? Let's just do $100. Your liquidation on this is at 82.5. So it's literally $500. If Bitcoin swung by $500, you're liquidated. Less than that. It's like almost like $440. So like people are doing this. They're putting $100 in, borrowing $10,000 on 100x leverage in hopes that it's going to rally at that point. But that's such a huge liquidation. I mean, even if you did it for, let's just say for Ethereum here, I mean, Ethereum's a little bit different here, but we can take a look at Ethereum here. Let's say you bought $10,000 worth at, actually it would be less than that. Let's do 100x on this. Did they give us 100x? I've never done 100x on ETH, so let's do that 100x here. Let's just put a $10,000 in. Oops. It's $100. You're putting $100 down. That puts us at our liquidation. That's 27.09. Right now, the current price is at 27.23. So I mean, dude, like you're talking roughly what 10 $15, $15, no, a little more than that, maybe almost $19 is when you get liquidated. Like, that's a crazy thing that people do that. I can't get over the 100x's. Like, versus if you did it the other way around, I mean, you could make some pretty good money. But I mean, that's what people do. They gamble, they put out this. But I mean, if you want to lose $100, it's almost like going to the slot machine at that point. You're just going out there, you're putting $100 in the slot machine, you're hitting it, hoping that the market's going to go back up. But I mean, you can look at some of your indicators here and see that we're probably not in a bad spot to have this market go back up. I mean, you can see we've been down here. We haven't reached back above the 50% marker since back on August of 2025, August 25 of 25 on the weekly. That's a crazy thing to see, right? I mean, usually we're in this market for, I think I measured this out the other day, about roughly between we go up and rally, between we top and rally here. Let's go. Oops, I don't like that. I went the wrong way. Let's do date range here. Let's do it from the time we reach first bottom to the time we start to peak out of here. We're roughly 120 days. Last time that we were at the bottom here went 120 days. Let's do it from here now. This one went about 60, almost about 3 months. So right now, I mean, 3 months, this one hit the bottom. We're going to call this one out here. I mean, it's almost 175 days. Almost 175 days since where we've been, since we came down, hit this bottom, went below the 20% marker, and we went back above it. But I mean, like, we've been down here for almost 160 days, almost a half a year, almost 6 months, dude. Right? Is that about 6 months? Yeah, about almost 6 months that we've been down in this area, which is kind of crazy to think. That's a crazy thing to think. But with that comes ups and downs, right? With that comes ups and downs, it makes opportunities. So I think it's the first time I've seen Twiz post, time to call a spade a spade. What did Twiz say? Give me back my money, all my money on. Oh my gosh, dude, you're crazy, bro. Right now, Binance official exchangers have been BTC or ETH almost 10x rate, fully automated. What is it, dude? You're talking about, what is it? Mainstream media drive social media? Yeah, it kind of feels that way. I'm trading sideways market, trying to catch the bottom. The bottom's going to be here shortly, dude. I bought 7K a few months ago of XRP, a massive dip at 290. Then it was the 225 range. Do you think it's going to bounce back anytime soon? Well, let's play this out here, because there's some like I said, it's okay to be bullish in a bearish market. It's okay to be bearish in a bullish market. It's just trying to find, where are you trying to do? You're trying to buy long term. If you're trying to buy long term, in this reality, just like what Michael Saylor's strategy is just, when you have opportunities to buy. That's what it comes down to. When you have opportunities to buy the market. DCA your way into positions. I think that's a super positive thing to do. When you're say you're buying an asset that you like, whether it's XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever it might be, just, when you have the funds, DCA your way into it. I mean, you can see right now, Bitcoin's down 20% over the year. And if you think this is a good product, if you think it's something that you like, I mean, you're going to continually buy into it. You're going to continually, try to add to your bag as much as you possibly can. And that's just kind of how it works out. But I mean, everyone's trying to catch the dip, but if you just continue to DCA your way into it, these things will work out. I spent 3 years buying XRP. I spent 3 years literally buying XRP. It went from 30 cents to 35 cents, down to 32 cents, up to 40 cents, bought it at 40 cents, back down to 32 cents. I mean, like, you could spend the whole 3 years buying into that dip, and then eventually Trump gets elected and it takes off. But those 3 years of, continually buying and adding to your bag eventually pays off. And that's why, people come in here like, why are you talking about XRP? It's like, well, XRP is still one of my largest bags that I hold. So of course I'm going to continue to buy when I want to buy with it. But I mean, I haven't added to it in a long time. Also, I'm 70 hours in plowing, and I'm probably going to hit 100 hours over the next weekend. Gosh, dang, bro. That's a lot. Hopefully you're making double time and a half or time and a half, and that'd be good, dude. Tim Austin missed our milestone chat. Must be moving too fast. Yeah, sorry, dude. I've been trying to catch up to everyone here, dude. But yeah, Tony Punch, thanks so much for being here for 13 months, my guy. Thanks so much. 13 months. That's crazy, bro. 13 months. I couldn't be more appreciative of that. And you had Tim Shea over here. 36 months. That's 3 years. But I know you've been here longer, bro. You've been holding it down for me for a lot longer than that. Obviously one of my number one mods out there, and I couldn't be more appreciative of you guys. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, man. Thank you all, dude. Always showing up, even if I'm away for a week, dude. You guys still come back, and I couldn't be more appreciative of that. Yeah, bank overtime snow is a fat money. Hell yeah, dude. Guys, I think the reason Coinbase launched their stock trading on their platform, they know that this is all season, doesn't happen. There's no more Coinbase. People won't pony up for another bear. That could happen, dude. You know what's crazy is, I mean, Coinbase has actually stepped their game up. I'll get a shout out to them. I mean, yeah, they're into predictive markets right now. They're into perpetuals. They got into, I mean, they're introducing stock. I mean, last night, dude, I put in first time I used Coinbase's predictive market was last night, dude. I was in there looking at the Seahawks versus the New England Patriots, and I was seeing about how I could enter into that. You know, I was just messing around with it, and I was like, you know what, dude, I'm actually going to go put on Novak Djokovic, and he was the underdog, and I put $100 on him, and I won $850, dude. So, yeah, the predictive markets are crazy, bro, and you know, shout out to them for doing that. But yeah, you could do sports, crypto, politics, anything on there, and on top of that, you know, you got the derivatives market, and I think that they're trying to be like the next Rob. You know, they're going to continue to compete with Robin Hoods and those kind of things. It's probably smart for them to do that. You know what I mean? Tim actually more than 3 times older. I'm doing Kalshi bets on the Oscars. Hell yeah, dude. Hey, that's where I can't do Kalshi. I can't do any of that. But I mean, you know, Coinbase obviously I can. So yeah, I was messing around with that last night, and it was pretty fun, dude. We love you. You're the one. Yeah. Austin, glad your live's back. Chameleon, good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well. Did you bet Wemby for MVP and DOP? No, but I'd tell you what I did do. I did bet that I did put money on let's see if I go to it real quick. Let me go back to I'm still trying to figure it out. I haven't messed this is the first time I messed with the predictive markets on here. And let's go home. Let's go to predictions. Yeah, I did put money on that San Antonio would win the championships. I put $100 on that San Antonio wins the championship, wins it all. And again, if the payout is correct, I put $100 on it. If the payout's correct, I think I win like $900. So, yeah, Spurs. I like Wemby, dude. Wemby's legit. I'm like, you know, they beat OKC multiple times, and I was just like, you know what, we're jumping in on that, dude. So, should we bet in channel? No, I'm just saying that we were in the predictive. This is the predictive markets. It's not betting. It's predictive markets. We're trying to predict the future. That's what this is. This is predictive marketing or predictive markets. So I put the one in on that because I do think that, you know, the Spurs are one of the only ones that consistently beat OKC, and I think anyone that can beat OKC wins it all, dude. Austin, how are you liking the rewards? I haven't messed with it, dude. I'm gonna be honest with you. I haven't messed with it at all. I haven't kept up with any XCL, any cent. All I know is that I looked at my wallet. My wallet's not looking too hot. That's all I know at this moment, dude. But I haven't looked into the rewards. I mean, I heard that there was burns, but that's just me being honest, dude. I don't know anything about Pure Wallet. I haven't kept up to date with them. So yeah, I'm behind the times. I'm not the channel to go to for XCL and Cent. You know, I mean, I don't know. I support it. I'm holding it. But as far as that's where I'm at, dude. That is a bet. No, it's predictive markets. It's predictive markets, dude, for YouTube purposes. They're burning our wallets. Yeah. Let's see here. Right now, Binance official exchanger. Oh, yeah, I read that earlier. I don't know what you mean by that. But let's go back. We have some other things we want to cover here. So you can see the outflows here. Obviously, we had President Trump come out here. I'm not going to read this all, but he did come out here and nominate Kevin Warsh. And what's crazy about this is actually pretty cool. As you can see, he's the youngest Fed governor in the history during the 2008 financial crisis. Said the Feds waited too long to raise interest rates in 2022. Said the Feds lost credibility by overstimulating post-COVID. Said quantitative easing inflates asset bubbles and worsens inequality. Claims to support a rule-based Fed, not discretionary policymaking. Wants a smaller Fed balance sheet and a more focus on price stability. So a new era of monetary policy is ahead of us because he's obviously conflicted with a lot of other things that have happened over the last, I don't know, probably 15 years. So it's going to be interesting to sort of see what he has to say and does. I mean, he's going to be a very, very powerful person when it comes to this. I mean, let's be real. But when you talk about this, you can see right here, December PPI inflation comes in at 3.0, above the expectation of 2.17%. So obviously this is not good. We're seeing inflation come back up. Core PPI inflation unexpectedly rises to 3.3, above the expectations of 2.9. So core PPI inflation is now at its highest level since July of 2025. So we're starting to see inflation come back around here. Is this due to the tariffs? I don't know. Is it due to Is it due to the conflicts that we're having? I don't know, dude. I don't know where it's just we know right now the PPI inflation is running hotter than we expected, and that's just never a good thing when it comes to markets in general. I know, right? Um, what's your thoughts on the Jasmine coin? I don't really mess with Jasmine a whole lot, dude. Don't mean shit if we're losing exponentially more than making. That's true. This big drop was expected. Yeah, we could see right here. I mean, the outflows of this, you can see the amount of money leaving this. I told you guys, wake up and look at these outflows. Look at that, 817 million, dude. 817 million dollars left the ETFs over yesterday on Thursday, largest we had in a long time. I mean, you can see the previous week. Look at that, almost 400,000, 400 million, 400 million, 700 million, 32 million, 103 million. We've only in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In the last 10 days, we've had one day out of that. In the last 2 weeks, we basically had one day that there was actually being purchased. I mean, in the rest of the days, everything was just being sold out. So it's kind of crazy when you look at this. If you're looking for some positivity here, let's look at some positives. All right, we can talk about the negatives, but there is some positives here. Is that February tends to actually be a decent Bitcoin weekly returns are kind of decent since 2016. You can see February 21st, February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, February 7th, rank in the top 10. So you have three days, or I guess you could say 3 weeks or days, depending on how you look at it. And their positive returns are actually pretty good. But 3 of those rank in the top 10. And that's a good thing. Most people don't know this, but February is very bullish time for Bitcoin. And, other than that of October, even though October was a really, really dismal month for all of us. But usually February seems to be a decent month. You can see the previous years right here, February 1st through the 21st, 2025 was negative 5%, 2022 was negative 3%, 2018 was 4%. So, I mean, you're basing this off of 3 weeks in February here. If you're looking for positivity, there's some stats showing that that February, a couple days in February could actually be pretty good. This is all BTC outflows, right? This is not BTC outflows. This is BTC outflows. Yeah. This is the BTC outflows for sure. Yeah, the Bitcoin, you could look at there have been outflows. I think that they said there was roughly, I think if I looked right here, I don't know the exact numbers. I thought there was a number in here. I might have it somewhere. I was just looking at the flows. I thought I read that there was a right here, the XRP outflows of 630 million Ethereum was 630 million and then XRP was 18 million of outflows for the ETF. So yeah, that's a lot of outflows. Yeah, it's a lot of outflows there. Thanks for all catching me up. We probably leave a bear market in April. And if you want to talk more about the bear markets, I mean, so we get into some of this here. You can see right here, Bitcoin does break below the 100 week moving average. Or sorry, this is the 100 week moving average here. So, and the weekly close is not confirmed yet, but this is not the greatest looking thing. I mean, we are closing below a certain support level here. Last time we closed below this, we continued to fall and find new support levels. This is like going into an actual bear market. We're going to lose percentages here. And so taking that along with this is kind of worrisome, right? This is the actual gold chart here. As you can see right here, warning something big is coming. You can see right here in 2007, 2009, the housing collapse happened. So you can see right back over here, right after we had this massive rally in gold, we had a massive sell-off in gold, continued to fall out. But I mean, we had another rally after that. So like, this is just, again, something to consider here. But we rallied back out of this, right? We came back down, we hit some new levels here, and we rallied back out. Gold hit another about almost $2,000, and then we sold back off. And nothing really happened between roughly 2010 all the way until about 2018. So we had a pretty good, just I guess you could say, nothing really happening between there. But then we had our COVID issue, right? We had COVID came up, and then we just sold off a little bit. We actually went sideways here. In all reality, we came back down from a 2,000 down to 1,600. And then look at this. We've had this massive rally in gold. I mean, like crazy rally in gold. And now people are expecting that there could be some negativity right now, right? People are thinking, hey, this is well oversold. Every time we have this massive rally, we're going to come back down, which we do. We have sell-off pressure, and things do not look good. So people are saying, hey, gold doesn't move like this in normal markets. Gold moves like this when trust is breaking. Right now, they feel like there could be some trust issues here, and we could expect there to be a downturn based off where this is going. But this is just, again, some person's, they're putting it out there to say, hey, don't put all your eggs in one basket. We don't know what the outcomes are going to be here. But you go back here and you can see, I mean, we have erased a ton of things here. Gold dumped 8%, erased roughly $3.1 trillion. Silver dumped 12%, erasing $700 billion. The S&P 500 dumped about 1.3%, erasing $800 billion. And the cryptocurrency market cap erased about $1.1 billion. So, I mean, you can see how much money is actually in the span of 1 hour. Literally in the span of 1 hour, over $5 trillion was wiped out from all these assets. So what does that mean right here? Does that mean that like the leverage trading is too crazy? Are retail people getting out of it? Is there going to be escalations of a war? People are talking about the whole U.S.-Iran, war potential, that is, because as you guys know, the USS Abraham Lincoln's gone dark. There's all this discussion about potential issues with Iran. That's still all looming, dude. Like, that's still all looming. I don't know. This is all just, hey, we're discussing it here. I don't know what's going to happen. But $5 trillion getting erased from these markets is kind of a wild thing to look at. Anybody else buying the Zcash? I haven't touched Zcash yet. In my honest opinion, we're all holding pattern until we get regs. Yeah, I'm with you, dude. I think that I'm not DCing into any positions. I'll be out here leverage trading. I'll be out here, buying the dips in terms of like leverage and trying to match up my trading strategies. But outside of that, dude, like I'm not DCing into any positions or any of that kind of stuff. I'm not selling my positions. I don't want to pay taxes on any of it. So, yeah, that's kind of where I've been at. But you can see, I mean, Benjamin Cohen, if you guys don't know, he's obviously a big Bitcoin guy in here. He's been very saying, hey, like the Bitcoin cycle is still here. He's a true believer in the Bitcoin cycle, the 4-year halving. He doesn't think that we've gone away from that. So he's actually treating it like it was the 4-year cycle, and where October was the time to sell, and we're going to continue to go into a bear market. Which again, so far he hasn't been wrong. I mean, so far we saw that October seems to be where we fell off. I mean, you go back and we can just go back and look. And a lot of us, we called for October to be a fall off here. I just thought with, personally, I mean, I was just hoping that, Trump being the, crypto capital of the world, would have legislation through. He owned the House and the Senate and the executive branch. He didn't do anything for crypto in terms of like getting that pushed through for us to have some actual regulation when it came to crypto. I thought that was going to be a huge thing. And then people obviously took advantage of that when we had our massive liquidation event in October. Again, not having any regulations caused people to do, cause exchanges to not follow any rules. And that's kind of what we see right here. And this fell off right here in October, right here in the November, October. We had this massive dump coming from October all the way to November. And we've come down and we hit those levels again right here. But you can say that's a double bottom, right? We hit a double bottom. Maybe we hit a double bottom over here. We had a nice little rally. Maybe this is a double bottom that we hit right here. We're going to have a nice little rally. So if you're listening to Cohen here, I mean, I'm still being positive. I still think that we have some room to grow. I think things are different. I think we're on a 5-year cycle, like I said to here. But some people believe that we're on the Bitcoin halving cycle still. And like you said, Q4 2013, we sold off, hit a bear market. Q4 2017, we fell off, hit a bear market. Q4 2021, we fell off, hit a bear market. So he's thinking that we're going to do the same thing here, where this was our height up here, and now we're going to come down and hit our bear market. So he's obviously believing this, that we've topped out in Q4, which is exactly what happens in every post-halving year. So if you believe him, that's kind of where we're at, dude. The entire market is dumping today, including the gold and silver. Yeah. Now the banks want to get into crypto. They aren't buying when prices are high, so it manipulates. So yeah, they aren't. They're not buying when they're high. It's super pessimistic always. Yeah. It's okay to, like, I think that's important. That's, again, that people get mad at me, right? People get mad on the stream all the time because I guess I look at both sides. I try to look at like the bearish side of it, and I try to look at the bullish side of it. I think it's important to look at both. And some people just continually look at the negatives. Some people continue to look at the positive. And there was a post out here that Elon posted the other day. I can't remember what he said. I should have bookmarked it because it was actually a pretty good post. He said he said that Elon Musk came out here and said that he would rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. And and again, I couldn't agree more. I would rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. Like I think that that's a perfect statement of like who I try to be. Because I'd rather just be optimistic. Like, who wants to wake up and always be bearish, always be down, always be negative? Like, it's good to look at the negatives, but you could always try to find a positive too. And so personally, that's kind of what I try to do the most, is to be optimistic, even when things are bearish. Try to find the better side of it, and if you look at both sides, you can then make your own decision, right? You can come to your own conclusion as to what to do, and so that's what it is. But Elon can't afford to be wrong. Yeah, but I mean, you can still be optimistic. I mean, like, you can still be optimistic, and yeah, and talk about that IPO, dude. I'm so excited about. Obviously, you guys know Tesla was probably the best purchase of the year for me. Without it, it's not even up for debate. It's by far the best purchase I made when Tesla went down to 225. And now hearing that they can merge with SpaceX, and oh man, I'm like, dude, that'd be such a crazy. I don't know what it's going to do for the market, what that's going to do for the stock, but if Tesla merges with, you know, Optimus and SpaceX and all those things, and they all come together, like, yo, I don't know what that would do for stock pricing, but I hope it does really, really well. New Fed, we already got the new Fed, dude. New Fed person was announced earlier today. This morning it was announced right here. Kevin Warsh is the new Fed person that's been elected. Austin, what's up, dude? What's up? What's up, Source of Days? Good to see you, buddy. Good time to buy more XEL, or will it continue to dump? I don't know. You know, I think that they have to come out here, and I always say the devs have to come out and do something, right? Yeah, dude, that's a huge win. All Elon's companies are to colonize Mars. Kind of seems like that. Can't wait for a 6 cents H bar. I hope not, dude. What's up, Seagull? It's good to see you, buddy. I hope not. I hope not. I sure as hell hope not. So you can see that there's some bearishness there, and you know, some people are looking at this. This is one of the data points. You know, I still think that Q1 and Q2 of this year are going to be good. That's just me, but I mean, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. Scary part about XCL is devs have disappeared even more so into the shadows since things have gone bad. You haven't kept up with that either. You know what I mean? I haven't even followed up with any of that stuff. I should be better about it. Yeah, he was nominated by Trump. Needs to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate, and he won't take over until Powell leaves in May. That's correct. Yeah, what Guy said here. Let's clarify. Yeah, he was nominated. So he still has to pass. Just like there, you know, any like, you have to go through the Senate to get confirmed. Just like any of the, you know, administrators out there, like even just like, you know, Rubio and what's her name, Kristi Noem and RFK, they all have to get confirmed by the U.S. Senate. The next bullish cycle would probably be we'd probably find the bottom in October of probably October, November of 2026. If we were in like any of the normal cycle, if we treated this like a normal cycle, let's just say that we treat this like the normal cycle. Okay, October hits, we're in a bear market, we're going to continue to fall. Let's just play it out, okay? Let's just go over the weekly here. You're going to be roughly, so you got to think right here. We fell off the cliff here, went into a bear market. Let's pull out the time levels here. We went into the bear market right around November of 2021, probably right around November 8th of 2021, and it took us till about January. We found the bottom in October of 2022. So you can see right there, November to November, it takes about 365 days. So on average, about 365 days. So if we say that this same average comes over here, let's just do this math again. We fell over in October. That means that we're going to be probably roughly October of 2026. If we treated this like any other bear market, we're going to be in a bear market for the rest of the year. All the way until October, we're going to find the bottom, and we're going to probably start to rally out of it if we're going to treat this like any other bear market. But we had a prolonged bear market. It seemed like our last bear market was really prolonged. And you could probably see over here, we could do another one. Last time we fell over here, and this was the peak was in December. Was in December. We peaked out in December of 2017. What the freak is going on here, dude? And we started to climb out of it in December of 2018. So you're talking 365 days. So think about it like that, man. That's kind of where we're at. And we could be, you know, falling down even further and further. And I mean, there's some pretty good levels down here. We were saying that the 75 level was pretty big. There's another one right down here at 65. If we come down and hit the bottom, if we come down and hit this roughly 69,000, which again, we're not that far away from. When this came down and hit 60, came down and hit 70, well, I think we came down and hit roughly 70 or 80. I thought we hit 79, but maybe we hit 80. But over here earlier, we did hit 74 back in April. The good thing is we haven't hit that 74 again. So like technically, we haven't hit like bearish territory here, because if you're going off of this, which is the low of this cycle, right, which would be April of 2025, we haven't actually created a new low yet. If you're going off of that, right, we come down, we hit a now, and we hit a low. Now is this going to be a higher low or a lower low? So far, this is a higher low. Now we need to create a higher high. So then again, we're looking at the weekly chart here. It's easier to look at the weekly. When in doubt, zoom out. Look at the weekly. So far, things are actually not looking bad. Right now, when we lose support at 74,000, then you can say, okay, yeah, we're totally bearish at that point. Like it's 100% bearish. It's probably going to fall even more. And then at that point, you're going to say, okay, probably our next level is going to be 68,000, 69,000. That's going to be the top of the previous bear. Like I said, we usually go down to the previous bull's previous high in the bear market. So again, you'll hopefully be buying around 68 to 65,000. And we rally back out of that. That's kind of the goal here, dude. But right now, like I was telling everyone here, the 4 hour is starting to come back up here. If you're looking at Ethereum, these are probably the times to put your long positions in. You can see right here. Oops, let me get out of this. You can see right here. I mean, our 4 hours at the bottom here. Let me get rid of the comment here. You can see the MACD starting to turn around here. The 4 hours kind of hovering around here. The 12 hours actually coming down towards the bottom. The day chart's at the bottom right now, or getting towards the bottom. The weekly still bottoming out. Right now, I mean, I would wait. I'm going to probably personally wait for this to probably come back down, this last hour to come back down maybe a little bit. We'll see what happens here. I'll probably wait for this another hour to come back down and reset, and then see where the 4 hours at. See if the 4 hours, maybe come up here and does another little up and down motion, something like this. You see right here. We get it right here. We get it over here. Probably going to come up. It's going to come back down. But this is where, probably in the next 24 hours, I mean, I'm probably look to put a long in. Outdoor Nature Show. What's up, man? Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? That's good old SpongeBob SquarePants, dude. Hope all is well with you, man. Thanks so much for the $5 super chat here. I'd like to get my hands on some Sui, but money only goes so far. Hell yeah, dude. I'm selling a ledger. Can we start having more charting sessions during streams? I learned a lot from you and would love to go back to that. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can go back. I try to talk about charting. Yeah, I try to talk about it as much as I can. But looking at this, I mean, right now we can see that we come back down. We hit some low. Let's actually add this up here. Let's see. This is the Monte Carlo. Yeah, you can see the support levels right here. It's actually looking bullish right now. We came off the support level here on the Monte Carlo. This is the Watchman chart here I used to always talk about here. You can see that the lows down here are roughly around 165. These levels came right here at 170, which almost hit right here on 171. But things are actually kind of looking back up here. The predicted market right now are showing that we're roughly going to probably be anywhere from 173 to 175, but majority of this is looking bearish. Right now, we're actually looking bearish. It hasn't came back down and got to the point of control yet. So point of control is sitting here at 170, based off what we're seeing here in point of control. And unfortunately, we didn't hit 170, but I mean, right now, this is telling us that you should probably be shorting the market. That's why I said 24 hours, this will change, right? We're talking 12 to 24 hours. This will probably come back down, and then we'll probably rally back up again. So it's going to be interesting to sort of see. I would not put anything in. If anything, if you're going to do anything today, like if I had to like make a guess on what I would do today, I would probably short the market, knowing that I don't think that we're going to come to, I think government shutdown is going to happen. I just don't think that the Democrats and the Republicans are going to come to an agreement on moving forward with the bill. Even though they said that they are, I just don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, we have a government shutdown looming here. I just don't know. Partial shutdown on track for Saturday after Senate vote on funding stalled. So, I mean, I just don't know if it's going to continue to stall out and they're going to go into a government shutdown. I think that's going to hurt the markets. We know that hurts the markets, and it's continually showed that. So, I mean, if I had to bank anything off that, I'd probably put a short in, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to actually put any until I have clear indication as to what's going to happen here. I got some Ondo. Do we know what time we should know by the HOV shutdown roughly? I think it's tomorrow at let's see. I think it's tomorrow at 11. Right here. Without a funding deal, a partial shutdown of federal operations will begin at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that'll be around 9 a.m. Saturday morning. So we're talking roughly 24 hours from now, dude. 24 hours from right now. A little less than that, actually. Almost 23 hours from now, we'll have a idea. So overnight, dude, Austin doing the old Austin way, swing on exchange, adding as we go down. We can be, yeah. Hey, man, you got to make some money. You got to always make money. You got to try and make money somehow. I see I'm a DJ shorting, baby. Yeah, if you're shorting right now, you're actually probably doing pretty well. Yeah, the markets are you're kind of hedging on what's going to happen here. So right now, I mean, that's kind of the play if you're going to gamble right now. I'm like I said, I'm not putting anything in here, but that's what that's telling us right now. We can do that. That was XRP. ETH is a little bit different here. The point of control actually did get hit here, and we're actually at a pretty good, decent level here. What is that, 4 point? So, I mean, yeah, point of control got hit here. So you're probably going to be roughly anywhere between 27.26 and 27.12. So, yeah. But you can see Bitcoin's down here at roughly 80,000. They haven't hit that point of control yet. So this is on the 4 hour. Again, these things change depending on how you look at it. But I mean, right now, the 4 hours, the shorting's which is the yellow right here, 75% chance that we're going to be in the red based off of what this is showing us right here. Again, Watchman showed us this a long time ago. I do like it. From time to time, I do take a look at it depending on where we're at. Indicators are lining up that we're at the bottom here, but this doesn't mean that in the next 24 to 48 hours, we shouldn't be hit down here in the red because of what's happening here. But 76% chance we're going to be down here at the point of control. Same with the XRP, we're roughly at 69%. And then Bitcoin right here, 75% chance, right? ETH and Bitcoin are about 75% chance. Well, let's see. Sorry, ETH is actually on the point of control right now. And then 82%, 75% chance. This comes down to roughly 79,000, which is right on target. There's a fair value gap right there too. So go back to the weekly on this. And you can see right here, this is a pretty big indicator right here as to where we're at. But I mean, there's a pretty big fair value gap sitting right here around the bottom of 73. So yeah, kind of an interesting Monte Carlo. It's called the Monte Carlo future moves if you guys want to know. Welcome back. Yeah, it's good to be back, man. It's good to be back. Hey, Austin, is 9 a.m. our new time for streams now? Yeah, I'm trying to do it at 9 a.m. I'm trying to get it through the day. Like 10 a.m. is nice, but like it kind of like conflicts with like kids and all that kind of thing. And I've always battled through it, but I was like, whatever. But it's nice to get it out of the way, get my stream. I'm sitting here anyways, so it's like, you know what? And the reason why I started at 10 a.m. was because long time ago, as you guys know, Rodney, My Crypto Journey, he would stream at 9. Sorry, he would stream at he would stream from, I think he would stream from 9 o'clock, and then I would stream at 10. So he would stream from 9 to 10 basically, and so I was always like, you know what, I don't want to overlap him. We had a lot of the same community. And so he would stream from 9 to 10. I would stream from 10 to 11. And so I just kind of always kept it at 10. I was kind of like where I streamed for a long time there. And that was years and years and years ago. And I just kind of kept it. Fudney, good old Fudney. But he doesn't stream anymore. And I mean, obviously we've gone our separate ways. I mean, we're still friends. I mean, obviously, but we've gone our separate ways with things. And so I was like, you know what? 9 o'clock sounds great. I think 9 o'clock actually works out really nice. 150 to 160 for XRP. We can see right here, I mean, there is a nice little, let's go to the day chart here. You know, the crazy thing is we filled up a lot of these fair value gaps here, but there is one that was filled a long time ago over here, but it's still out there, still needs to be filled. These will disappear if they've been filled. accordingly, right? If they've been filled accordingly, that means that they'll disappear on the chart here. But unfortunately, this one's still lingering here. And yeah, you're talking anywhere from roughly, I mean, 160, probably roughly. Okay, let's go up here, 175 to 155 on the daily, dude. That's actually real. That's there, dude. It's another one here on the 12 hour. The 12 hour is also showing these. So yeah, I mean that's definitely within the range. Um, and then the bottom of this fair value gap's at 163. This very well could hit again. Which again, this happened back over here on March of 2020. This is the whole tariff thing where we came crashing down here, hit the top of this, but slowly we worked our way back up. So, do you have volume bars on fair value gaps from this time last year to see how much they built out in 2020? I do not. I could probably go back and look at some previous videos. February has historically been a strong green month for cryptocurrency, particularly for Bitcoin. Yeah, we were just looking at that. Timothy puts it out here. We're talking about February. Usually February is pretty bullish for crypto. What was the indicator you're using? Which one? You talking about the Monte Carlo? You talking about this one right here? Yeah, like I said, Watchman put us onto this one. So yeah, this is on the weekly right here, but it all changes, right? Let's go to the daily here. It's called the Monte Carlo. Just gives you predicted. It's just a percentage based. So like there's a high percentage chance right here, a 7.5. So anywhere from right now where we're at down here, this is called the point of control right here. Right now the point of control is around $1.67 for Bitcoin or for XRP, and it's a high probability, right? I mean, we're talking a pretty good probability that we're going to hit these levels here. We're talking roughly a 55% chance will probably come back down to a 65% chance to short the market. Basically, is what this is saying. So if you're going off of that, I mean, right now is the time to short that. Maybe that 168 hits again, and boom, we're off to the races. Got to wait till people get their tax returns. Yeah, we're talking roughly what another. I mean, I think all your W-2s or W-4s or whatever it is has to be out by no later than January, right? So everyone should be getting their stuff here soon. I don't know where Watchman ended up leaving Discord. And I think a lot of it had to do with XCL sent. I don't think he was on board with it. We were obviously talking a lot about it. But yeah, dude, I miss that guy. He was a good guy. Got away, yeah, with the red and the blue. Smash that like button when you get to 100 likes. Give out some memberships. Give out some free memberships to hit 100 likes. I don't even know where my likes are. I never say hit the like button. Yeah, I don't even know how many likes are out there right now. Let's take a look. I got 68 likes. Yeah, definitely hit that like button. That'd be awesome. 231 people watching. Appreciate you guys all being here, dude. Never thought XRP would dip below 2 again. You know, I think there was a lot of indicators saying that things were going to come down. I mean, yeah, you're hoping for the markets to continue to run, but we haven't really had a clear run since last year, dude. I mean, in all reality, for XRP, last run was in July, and then it's basically fallen off since. And I mean, we're down pretty good. I mean, we're talking roughly 50% on a blue chip. That's a lot, dude. 50% down. I mean, you put $1 in, you're down. You're down to 50 cents. You put $100 in, you're at 50. You put 1,000 in, you're at 500. That's a pretty good. I mean, these are the times that the DCAs, even when you look at Ethereum, right? I mean, Ethereum went up, hit its all-time highs, and we're down. I mean, we're down roughly almost 45%. So I mean, again, if you put $10,000 in, you're down to 5,000. I mean, that's a big hit. I mean, yeah, it's not as big a hit as some, but I mean, it's a pretty decent size hit. And even people that bought in on Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin came all the way up here, and we're down roughly 30% right now. I mean, that's huge. That's huge. And if it comes down here, this is the Bitcoin halvings, right? And if we come down here, we hit roughly the previous high of the previous bull. You know, we come down here and we hit 68. I mean, that's roughly going to be a total of. It's gonna be roughly a 45% decrease, which is what's crazy to me. Is that like usually every other bear markets hit those 70%. So I just don't feel that like we're in that market. And as long as we don't go below, like I said, as long as we don't go below 74,000, which again was the tariff discussion, this is still a bullish chart, right? We haven't actually broke through any bearishness. Like we haven't broke through anything bearish. Like the real bearish is right here. Like last time back in July of 2021, when we broke below 30,000, that's when we became super bearish, right? We broke below the previous low. We hadn't actually gone below that until that happens. So until this happens, until 75,000 is broke, like I'm going to be bearish. I'm going to be bullish. I'm going to be bullish. Once it actually then hits this number here, then it's time to say, okay, yeah, maybe we are going to hit another number. We're going to go down pretty hard. I've enjoyed a dump until I found crypto. Later, Austin 18. Let's go Hawks. Yeah, dude, take it easy, Eagles. I'm excited for the Hawks, man. The Hawks have done well. As you guys know, I 110% doubted Sam Darnold. And again, I think the reason why the Seahawks are in the Super Bowl is because of their defense, not because of Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold obviously contributes. You got to have an offense. But defense wins championships, man. And the Seahawks defense is number one. And they perform very good. I mean, they went against the number one offense and won. But yeah, I doubted Sam Darnold for sure, dude. I was a hater for sure. You guys saw it when the announcement. We were live on stream when the announcement came out. The Seahawks signed him to like a 3-year, $75 million deal, and I was like, oh hell no. We missed Sam Darnold up here in. Oh really? Skull Nation. There were some memes out there that were pretty funny about them, like Minnesota, like all pissed off. Mm-hmm. I've been with Austin. What's up, Bruce Hilton? Good to see you. I've been with Austin for a long time. Check out Alex O Crypto and his morning streams and does not interfere with this. Great time. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, appreciate you, Bruce. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of people out here that have different perspectives, different looks, different takes. I think it's good, right, to look at what other people are saying. Don't get me crying about them Bears. The Bears actually look pretty good. They just choked a little bit against the Pats. Rams, Pats, Texans, and Seahawks all in the top 10 defenses NFL this year. Yeah, I know they done phenomenal. You know what I mean? We're at 91. Bears have a bright future. I think so too. But all right, I'm gonna hop off here, guys. Been on it for an hour. Markets, like I said, we went through it all. Markets are going to be indicators are lining up. I mean, in all reality, it's right now the markets are going to come down. I probably wouldn't put a long in until after. I mean, you could risk it, right? You could risk it. But right now, the shorting of the market's happening. The more people are going to continue to short the markets. We just showed you the predictions with the Monte Carlo on here. But over the next 12 to 24 hours, we could probably see a swing backwards. Depends on the shutdown or what's going to happen with the government shutdown. I think that looms big. And we know what happens last time the government shutdown happened. We pretty much fell off a cliff. So expect that to happen again. So if you were to put like a play in today, like if I were to actually leverage right now, I'd probably short it, and I'd probably do it on a small leverage. I'd probably do it on like a 10x leverage. If you guys want to know more about this, I'm gonna dedicate some more time to doing this. I had people in Discord tell me to spend more time on doing leverage trading for people. There's a lot of people out there that have no idea how to do leverage trades, don't even know what to do with them. And so I'm probably going to spend some more time on doing that. And I'm going to start, like I told you guys, track my trades, obviously inside you can click on it. This is free for anyone on the A team to use. And it's free for anyone to use here. Let me get logged in here real quick. Okay, I didn't have to show my password. Then you go in here and you can track your trades. I don't know if anyone actually out here using it here, but this is free for anyone in the A team here. The links are in my description box if you want to do that kind of stuff. I actually dig it, but I'm going to start putting some more focus in on doing some of these leverage side of it because it is fun. I like it. It's not for everyone, but I do like it. Griff, good to see you, buddy. Jen, good to see you, dude. I have changed my alarm because you come on an hour early. Yeah, sorry, Jen. Deb, good to see you though. Hope all is well. GG's. All right, I'll see you guys later. Appreciate each everyone you guys coming on here. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you guys. I don't know if I will see you guys tomorrow. I got soccer early morning, dude. We got a tournament. They start their President's Cup tournaments tomorrow, so they got a game on Saturday, a game on Sunday. So I'm not gonna make promises here, but I'm gonna try to, obviously we're gonna be jumping back into this. So with all that, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And with all that said, we're out. Peace out, everyone.